Well, greetings, everyone. My name is Sister Joanne Schatzlein. I'm a sister of St. Francis of Assisi. Our congregation is located in St. Francis, Wisconsin, which is south of Milwaukee. We're right across from Lake Michigan and sometimes known as the Lake Franciscans. I assumed my current role as director of the congregation about a year ago. And as I began liaisoning with various people, one of the first people that I met with was Sister Seal Struck, who is our archivist. And there were two main concerns that were going on at the time in our archives. We always knew that at one point in time, we were going to have to choose a location to house our archives. And I came into the office knowing that those might be available, some options, but in talking with Seal, we are part of a Wisconsin religious collaborative, and Seal was a member of a subcommittee that was part of that collaborative that was looking at archival holdings. This collaborative contains religious congregations of various charisms. They're not all Franciscan, they're diverse. Some of them are smaller in number, and so of course the issue about archives has been on the table for a while. But Seal's concern was, and one of the first things she presented to me was that committee was disbanded. And of course my question was, why was it disbanded? And it was because most of the sisters in those congregations had found another place to locate their archives. So we began looking at that, and I suggested to Seal find out where they went. And of course, she was familiar with other locations where archival holdings were being collected. I think Boston College was one of them. Notre Dame was another one of them. Some of them were becoming full already, but others were being formed, knowing that we currently have a debt on our current convent we had to rebuild. It's about 6 years old now. That was going to be formidable for us to think about while we were also trying to pay down that debt. So Seal started to look into other places that might be possible. And I believe it was the sisters in Rochester, Minnesota, the Franciscan sisters, who recommended us that we might be a member partner in this, and sent Seal some information about FCA. And she brought that material to our meetings, and the brochure, it was very simple, and it was an excellent description of the services. And I think both of us realized that we had really found our future home. And there were two main reasons that we were very attracted to becoming part of FCA. One was that it was Franciscan, and I have my master's degree in Franciscan studies, and I understand the value of archival holdings. Everything about the Franciscan family is found through research in various libraries and holdings and materials. And so I know we treasure our particular archives because we're the first Franciscan congregation to establish itself in the United States in 1849. And this is our 175th anniversary of foundation. And so all of that meant that there is a wealth of information on our particular foundation that might be a resource for people in the future. So the fact that FCA was looking to bring Franciscan congregations of both men and women together and have as part of it a research center was very, very attractive to us. The second very attractive piece was because FCA is in its initiation, or it's in the building process, what they were asking of us as an annual contribution would be $10,000. And that was affordable for us. Or even if it wasn't, we felt that that's the commitment that we could make to become part of FCA. And so for those two reasons, Seal made sure that we got connected, and I think we had some initial introductory meetings, and then we had this wonderful visit from Veronica, who came to assess our archives. And that was wonderful because I think what that did was assure us that our archivist and her assistant have left us in a very good position. Veronica, I think, was quite impressed with the organization of our information that SEAL has done, and that made me pretty proud. I think to know that that was being recognized was a great affirmation for SEAL. So then other partner ministries, we are connected by foundation with the Franciscan Sisters of Perpetual Adoration. And we've been with them throughout this whole 175th celebration. But SEAL got to know their archivist, and we were able to encourage them about the value of coming to FCA. So I'm pretty proud that we kind of convinced our sisters in La Crosse to become partners in this organization. And I think they're just in the beginning stages of that. And I can tell Veronica, you're going to have a wonderful time assessing their archives. And I think they're equally as prepared for this kind of thing, but they were not looking at what to do long term. So I'm pretty proud of that. So I guess in the end, I would just encourage everybody who is Franciscan to really look at the values that exist in becoming one of the partner members of FCA. I think it's good that we have a little bit of time to settle into this, that we can do strategic planning. I know Seal and Sarah have created our own timeline that kind of goes along with the plan for FCA, who is not quite settled in a building yet. And that's beneficial for us because we can then strategize how to prepare our own holdings and be ready to make the move whenever FCA opens. So in closing, I would just like to commend the work of this board with Holly and Veronica and the other members. One of the gifts we've been able to contribute is our archivist as a member of the board and her assistant as one of the marketing writers. We give those kinds of gifts when we might not be able to in the future provide financially at the amount that we'd like. But we plan on planning that for the future. That is a part of our own strategic plan to be able to not only house our archives, but to be able to support the archivists into the future when we're no longer here to oversee that. So I thank you for the opportunity to share this. I am very, very pleased. And if we can be of any other assistance in the future, I think through Seal and Sarah, we certainly know how we can contribute. So I highly encourage anybody else to look seriously at becoming members of FCA in the future. So thank you very much for this opportunity. And God bless everybody. Amen.